So good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this summer morning? Wonderful. So good morning. I'm Reverend Sharon Dunn-Alberg, your senior minister, your spiritual director. And we believe here that we can change our lives by changing our thinking. Yes, that's what we talk about each week. I'm very excited to be here today to welcome anyone here for the first time. And we're going to have a little welcoming music by beautiful Denise Rosier, and her voice is absolutely magnificent. I've seen her in person, and please enjoy. Is me. My goodness. I like that very much. That's going to be a top title. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later on, because I think that is what each of us would help the world by doing, is considering what is mine to do, what love needs is me, and then we we participate in bringing love to the world, which will nullify anything that isn't love, which there might be a lot of that going on out there right now. So we got our work cut out, don't we? So I'm sure our cell phones are off. And we haven't done this in a while, and I brought this back today because I wanted to know if there's any demonstrations out there. And what is a demonstration in our language? That is something that you've put an intention out there and it's happened. And maybe it's happened as we know. We'll put an idea or an intention out there, and Spirit, being unlimited and infinite, will give us something much more magnificent than we ever thought of, right? So is anything like that happened in your life? And if so, raise your hand. There we have. Okay, so we have one back there. Go ahead, Aspen.
My friend Jack and I have been looking for a place to move into, and I've needed a little bit more time because my lease isn't up for another few months, but they needed to get out of their situation, and they found a lovely, not so great, not so lovely actually, but a place to land, and we've been just dreaming and hoping and thinking and putting out those good intentions, and I even put in a request for the prayer team, and it's come to fruition.
Oh my goodness, yo, that's wonderful. That is awesome. And then I saw Sufik.
Yeah, my husband, he's love him dearly. He's a work in progress. And and he does not come to church. And the first time I meditated, he laughed at me. But I've been praying on that, and actually this morning was the first time I didn't make him leave. When I meditated, I thought he's ready. And he didn't meditate, but he sat there and observed, and I thought, okay, this, he's growing, and I'm proud of him.
He's coming along.
Yes.
And he just sitting in the stillness is meditation. So he was very much meditating.
Good point.
So your prayer is very much answered. Just be quiet for a minute.
Right.
And any other demonstrations, Larry?
My our son-in-law, had a stroke. Was in for a long haul, we thought. They took him to a rehab recovery place, and in 3 days got to the point to where instead of staying there for a month or better, they sent him home.
Wow.
And so he's recovering at home. He's still got a long ways to go, but he's way better than everybody thought he might be. So it's exciting.
Yes. Anybody else? Okay. We will talk about our other demonstration a little bit later. So let's say good morning to each other, and how we do that is we keep our hands in prayer position, so we keep ourselves safe. And I like the bow, that respectful bow that I learned when I lived in Japan. I just love that. And the Spirit in me sees the Spirit in you, and you already know how to do it. Namaste. I love that. So our vision, mission, and purpose. Let's do this together in case anyone wants to know what we're doing here. Our vision, we are a welcoming sanctuary community where all are accepted, valued, and supported in the global family. In our mission, we inspire personal and global transformation through the teachings of And our purpose?
In joy and love we connect in service to all life.
And now I have the honor of bringing Peter Rolita up here, our practitioner of the day and our practitioner of the month and our practitioner of the year that we love so much. Peter, take us deeper.
Good morning. It's my joy to be here with you.
Yeah.
So there's a prayer that we use at Centers for Spiritual Living, a 5-step prayer. And so we start out with recognizing that one power that is so immense and so indescribable that it holds all of creation within itself. It's almost unimaginable. That power is always present. And that power robustly, lavishly gives to its creation itself. And what it is love. And what it gives is love. And that power is present in each and every one of us. We express that power. We enhance that power with the thoughts we think, the feelings we feel, and the words we speak. I speak my word now for this power. Unifying with it, which is the second step. Knowing that it expresses in, as, with, and through me and you. It is constant. It's like having a garden hose that you can't turn off. And wherever you focus your attention, that is the recipient of that power that comes through you. And so I claim for each and every one of us that we receive the perfect thing why we came to this center, why we continue to come to this center. We are absolutely the recipients of this power. And I am grateful, which is the 4th step, to know that everything, everyone is love, that we have an opportunity to choose love. Every circumstance is an opportunity to choose love. That's our free will. We can say yes to love. So, recognizing that, gratitude, our release, which is the 5th step, my word, into the law that has been speaking through me for the last few minutes. Knowing that this is the truth. And together we say, and so it is.
Hit the down button. There we go. Again.
One more.
There you go.
All right. Here's our reading for today, and it is from Alexis Pauline Gumbs, Undrowned. Wow. Okay. What I know is that I am proud of you for the depth of work you are doing, for the layers you are uncovering, for the changes you made when you learned that what you thought was rock bottom was just a reflection of a sound you were making called need. How diligent your breath for staying deep, and all the noise that bounces off our lives. How powerful we are when we're together. We could change the entire story with what we know. That this is not the bottom. This is life. This is not the floor. This is not even a wall. This is our air.
That's powerful.
And from the Science of Mind, Ernest Holmes writes that no human has ever plumbed the depths of either the conscious or the subjective life. In both directions, we reach out to infinity, and since we cannot encompass infinity, we shall always be expanding and always enlarging our capacity to know and to experience. That was my first step of the prayer. And imagine, it was huge. And from this thing called you, Ernest Holmes, in the words of Ernest Holmes, we must learn to live by inspiration. That means that we should let the spiritual depths of our being flow through our conversation and into our lives. Living by inspiration does not mean living chaotically. Our whole purpose is to make the intellect an instrument for the spirit. We must become artists in living. To live by inspiration means to sense the divine touch in everything, to enter into the spirit of things, to enter into the joy of living. We got a meditation for you. You're lucky. Yeah, sure. We will pass it. Meditation time. Thank you. Good morning.
Do you ever have those moments where when you've hit a wall and you just need something to back away from that wall, turn around and go forward? Something in the moment, now. I need this, I need either, and so we might have a prayer or we might have a mantra. We just might think about our teaching or the science of mind, quantum physics, what I believe I achieve, whatever it is. Well, this is a chant meditation that I use. I know it by heart, and I invite you to take this home and use it if you will. It always soothes me. It always brings me right back into my power, into an affirmative moment from wow. And I want us to say this together. And when I was studying with Dr. Kim Kaiser at seminary, he's a Zen priest, and he taught us ways to meditate, different ways to meditate, how to hold your hands and how to be with your eyes. And he taught me the most fantastic meditation where you keep your eyes almost closed and you're seeing through your eyelashes. So you're not really seeing the room or being distracted by anything, but you see through your eyelashes. And so I offer this chant together, seen and said through your eyelashes with me. And once you get it, once you remember it, you will have this on your mind easily. Now, we've often heard it be, there is one life, that life is God, that life is perfect, that life is my life now. But Ernest Holmes actually wrote in this particular book, that life is our life now, and I left it that way because I truly believe this is something we can say for humanity. And I think that's what we need right now. Not just myself, but all sentient beings. So I left it just as Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, the author of The Science of Mind, wrote it. So I will lead. Please join with me as we look through our eyelashes. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. How did that feel? Keep that with you this week. You should, I'm going to should you. You should go on YouTube and listen to the choirs that sing this in 4 and 5-part harmony. Oh my, and you know our band, our One Love band, who is not here today, they have a song and they've incorporated this chant into it. So it's wonderful. So my talk today is, of course, our monthly theme is Rolling in the Deep, and our annual theme is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. So we have this theme of going deeper. And today, my topic is Go Deep, How to Ride the Waves. Do you feel like there's kind of some waves out there? Do you ever feel like we're surfing? We're surfing some pretty high waves, some pretty intense waves. No, not us. No, everything's calm. We could water ski, right? We could water ski in our world right now. No. And the principle, I use a principle with each talk. And today I'm sticking with our monthly idea of prosperity. Because remember, prosperity is not money, not limited to money by any means. Prosperity is the abundant life. This is wealth, health, relationships, money. We cannot afford to work against our prosperity. We cannot afford to work against our prosperity by negative thinking. Now, I like this idea of, negative thinking because I was thinking this morning about this idea of negative thinking. That doesn't mean that we're not thinking about the negative. That's okay. We might be checking into what's going on out there and be appalled. There's a difference between thinking about the negative and negative thinking. So what we do when we are thinking about the negative, we are spiritual translators looking for a principle to match what's out there so that we can nullify it. Yay! So there's no shame, blame, or frame in thinking about the negative. We have to not do a spiritual bypass, we say, not ignore the negative. We just don't pitch a tent there. Rather, we take our teaching and we show up here and we do all of our spiritual practices in order to get to a place where we are not thinking negative. Rather, we are thinking about the negative. And what was that song? Bringing more love to it. Bringing the affirmative to it. And so I will share my little demonstration, because you're probably wondering, what is wrong? Why do I have a Band-Aid on my hand? Well, do I have a story for you? So I've been thinking, what can I do to bring more love into the world? And I'm pretty much thinking about that all the time. Number one, I can bring it here. I can think of all of you, and I can think of what could I say or bring, or bring to my beloveds technology that we can use and get out there and be the soldiers for peace. Yes? And so I volunteer for things because this is not enough here. And, I do things like, I am a photographer, as you know, and you will see some of my photography today. And I work as an associate volunteer for Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep. You probably know this. How many of you know I do this? 2 people. Anyway. So Now I Lay Me Down to Sleep is a wonderful organization of photographers. And we go to hospitals all over Northern California, all over the country, but I am an affiliate in Northern California, where we photograph babies who are born sleeping, babies who maybe live just a few hours, a few days, and we go in and make portraits for the families in black and white, and they're absolutely amazing. So we'll go in and we'll photograph the family and the baby, and it is an amazing ministry where I can connect the parents who sometimes are afraid, like it's like too much. It's too much, and we can make it a most amazing goodbye and something that they can have the rest of their lives. So beautiful photography. You can put it in your family wall, and it's a wonderful thing to bring love to the world. I'm having you thinking, right? I'm having you thinking about yourself and what can I do in this world right now to uplift humanity. So I have the idea, what else is possible? And we went through hoops, arduous application process to become foster parents. Don't worry, I'm 75, it's not humans. for animals. And so Bijan Fur Kids has approved us to become fosters, and we got our first 2 boys on Thursday. It's been a ride, has it not, Mel? It's been a ride. Both of us are on antibiotics, and we have been learning a lot about what not to do, and how to what not to do to force ourselves on these beautiful animals who are animals are unconditional loving. Well, these animals are traumatized. They came from a hoarding family, and we are learning little by little to let them tell us what they are able to do in the moment. Willie is not able to do anything but hide, and his brother Minnie, is coming out a little. If I put a treat away from me, but closer to him, he will come out and get it. So, the idea of serving humanity is to serve in any capacity that you are inspired to do. And I think we're over our heads on this one, don't you, dear? And we're going to make it, these boys, pray with me. These boys are going to go to their forever home knowing that they're safe so that they can love their humans. And I'm so excited about this, and I really truly believe that this is rolling in the deep, isn't it? Mm-hmm. This is rolling in the deep. Principle is prosperity. And the 3 points I want to make today is stability, confidence, and flexibility. Now, with stability, how do we stay calm, moving forward in uncertainty and so much change? Have you asked that? How do I stay calm? Yes. And you know that we are, as humans, hardwired for stability? Do you know that keeps us safe? That we really desire stability? And right now in our world, not so much. Not so much. And so it is up to us, yes? It is up to us to find our way, our own way of stability, and it's going to have to be an inside job. And that job that we do successfully then will affect all sentient beings. So the truth is, there needs to be a lot more of us loving the world than not. Am I right? Do the math. If you think about quantum physics and you think about how we can change the world and how we can create a world that works for everyone, which is our vision, our global vision, we're going to have to do everything we can in our power to be loving in the world. That's how I have kind of figured it out. And I have a couple of strategies here. And we have talked about a couple of these strategies before, but I don't think it hurts to be reminded of what some of these strategies that we can use as we leave here. Mindfulness. And what about mindfulness? Mindfulness is giving attention to. Mindfulness is merely and can be only breathing. Have you ever been in that place where I just need to take a breath? This is a little more than I can wrap my mind around. I just need to breathe. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Challenge negative thoughts. Reframe. And that's why I wanted to mention the difference between negative thoughts and thinking about the negative. So don't beat yourself up if you're thinking about the negative and trying to wrap your mind around it so that you can identify a principle to work with. Which I think lets us off the hook, don't you? Because I think, oh my gosh, I'm paying attention to the news. Well, yeah, I am. And that is now my prayer request. You know how we have our prayer requests out in the foyer, right before the bathroom, there's a box where we can fill out a prayer request. Well, we used to say, well, the newspaper was a prayer request. You could just, if you didn't have a prayer request from somebody as a practitioner, you just look through the newspaper and you've got it, right? Well, we don't have newspapers anymore, but we do have the news. Strengthen emotional boundaries. One way we can do this is like, is this my feeling? Or is this a feeling that I'm feeling that really is your feeling? Have you ever had, I mean, come on, been influenced by someone else? I think of Eeyore right now. You know how I love Eeyore. I like to demonstrate Eeyore. My tail's not on straight. I love Eeyore. And I can be affected by that. I can be affected by people around me that are just Eeyores. Yes? Build certainty with simple routines. I love this. I think when Willie and Winnie got here, my anxiety, I was feeling their energy. Oh, good Lord! I barely could think straight. I was like, "Who did this to you? Who did this?" These beautiful little 9-pound 3-year-olds. So be careful. I have to be careful. We have to take our wins. Yesterday, first day, I was just, I was absorbing their energy. Yesterday, though, when I got up and I had coffee with Winnie, and he came out of his crate to take a treat, good Lord, I was so excited. I was just like, oh my God, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. It's going to happen. And I noticed myself being absorbed by the energies around me, and I want to do right by them, and so I need to make sure that I'm shored up. Yes? Yeah, make sure I'm shored up. Take small, meaningful actions. And here's where it says, supporting a cause. I did that. Active listening is one. Avoid interrupting and planning what you're going to say. when someone's talking to you, you're out. Are you finished? You have to wait for their mouth to stop because you got what you're going to say back. Watch yourself doing that. Just breathe, mindfulness. Let your ego get back in position, behind, not in front, and listen, active listening, and validate others' feelings. Peter, I hear you. Yeah. And of course, surround yourself with supportive people like Peter, Larry, all of you. And that's some of the ways that we can be in the world today. And I also have, so as you know, I told you, I was a photographer, and I'm a photographer, and so I am not actually going to volunteer for anything for a while. We're just going to do Winnie and Willie, and for a while, because my husband really, he was, he's so supportive. He's like, we're doing what now? You want to do what? I mean, so I'm going to just stick to what I can do well, and what these ideas, how I can do them well. If I'm really doing that, if I'm really doing those things, then I'm good. Then I'm being of service. And I think being of service is one of the most important things. Well, I think also is, what can we learn from whales? And these are my photographs. And so this is a whale breathing, and this was last week when we got to see the whales from our boat. We were in Monterey, and we just had a blast because what we did was we followed the whale watching boats that take all the people, right? And we followed them kind of sneaky in the back, right? And we took our boat, and Larry followed them, and once we saw the whales, we were like, look at us, we have our private viewing. Well, then these guys came right up to our boat, because you don't want to get close. I have a 600 millimeter zoom. This is far, far away, and it was so beautiful to see them breaching and playing and come. Were they 10 feet from our boat?
At one point.
At one point.
Can I say one thing?
Please.
Yeah. We then had our own whales come to us, but then the whale boats, the sightseeing boats, wanted to come, and the first words out of her mouth, "They're taking my whale."
They're taking my whale. So breathe. Remember when I said I was going to get back to the idea of breathing? Please, this is a great way to. So whales can teach us that, and they replace 90% of their breath in one breath. Did you know this about them? Breathing is linked to physical and mental health. However deep you are breathing, breathe deeper. And pay attention to how you breathe. This is all from our book of the month. When we get stressed, our breathing tends to become shallow. Slow down. Breathe deep. Do you ever feel like sometimes you're not breathing? Anxiety is so high, you're just like, or is it just me? Oh, thank God. All right, good. This one is really interesting. Take responsibility for your head, okay? So whales adjust their wax. Okay, what is the wax? It's spermaceti. What is that? That controls buoyancy. How do you say it? Buoyancy. Buoyancy. Can you relate to this yourself, though? This idea of take responsibility for what's going on in your head, because it's going to keep you afloat, depending on the situation. How aware of you of what goes on in your head and your internal voices? Anyone have internal voices? No, we don't. What messages do you give yourself about yourself and others? And be intentional with your thoughts. And this is spermaceti at its best, keeping this whale afloat. And hush. Whales can surface with barely a ripple. They save their energy for diving deep. How do you manage your energy? How do you give yourself away to activities and people who deplete you rather than fill you up? Nay, get quiet. Dive deep into your inner resources and examine your priorities. Use your chant that you just got. Hush. Be flexible. Whales dive deep in the ocean where the pressure is great. Now, think about our world as your ocean. We are deeply in a world where the pressure is great. Are we not? It will press on your chest and your lungs will collapse. You'll call it heartbreak. It is not. It is how what made you embrace you. It is how what made you embraces you. What made you, the Holy One. Being flexible is about being kind with yourself in the midst of change. What can you do to be kind to yourself? Do you know that I actually go thrifting? It's my favorite thing to do. I don't know what it is about touching things that people have given away. How do you embrace your depths? And here, be specific in your actions. We mentioned that a little bit earlier. Spiritual practice is important. We use our spiritual tools regularly. What are those? Prayer, meditation, reading, spiritual books, contemplation, reflection, walking meditations, dancing. I know Larry, one of his spiritual practices is cooking. And I can tell you why. I think that I can sit at the counter and watch him cook and exchange with him. This is what I thought at first. And we would just enjoy being in the kitchen together. Nay. No, he gets in a zone. He doesn't even know I'm there. And if I say anything, it's kind of like, where did you come from? So find what it is that sings to your soul, especially now. We use our spiritual tools regularly, even when everything is going well, so that they are second nature and can support us in times of change. And I love Psalm 47 too. Listen as deep calls to deep. This can be your deepest practice. Stop doing and simply listen to the calling of your heart and soul. That's why, Sue Fix said, talking about her husband meditating, and it may not look like what it looks like. Someone's spiritual practice may not look like what our spiritual practice is. Meditation for someone might look like something different than what we're used to. I can tell you right now that there is no way I would get into a yoga pose with my legs way up high and around my neck. I meditate in a very comfortable chair. Stop doing and simply listen to the calling of your heart and soul. In the stillness, it is possible to access your inner verse. Do you love that? Mm-hmm. Your inner verse. I love that, my inner verse. Because we are infinite beings. There is that thing that we came with, that we will leave with, that is forever and ever. Our loved ones live on. Right outside the veil, they are connected to us. The inner verse, I love that. And last, this is from the book, our book of the month that Peter read out of, Undrowned Black Feminist Lessons from Marine Mammals. Wonderful. There is something that I need, but I have to go so deep to find it. There is something I have to give, but I have to give it on my own time. There is something I'm going to tell you, but first I have to make a language for myself. Will you wait? There is something I'm going to tell you, but let me open up my mouth. I think of Winnie and Willie. There's something I have to give, but I have to give it in my own time. There's something I'm going to tell you, but first I have to make the language for myself. If they've never been safe, they have to find out, well, what is safe? What is this funny feeling I'm feeling? Is this safe? I love that. And I'm going to leave you with a quote from Ernest Holmes. This is from Love and Law, 1918 to 1920. 1918 to 1920. To become alive and build the greatest lives, we must become something more, something worthwhile. There's not a day in my life that goes by that I do not take the time to unify myself in consciousness with big things. To think I am one with all activities, all industries, all commerce, and just feel that though reaching out and encompassing the largest fields and activities of the world, then you are one with the infinite stars in the heavens. And that is to see things. It is that in our mental attitude that decides what we are to become, and nothing else. If you could feel your mental concept touch the universal, you would only have to speak the word and it would come to you in a ceaseless stream. Is that beautiful? Let us pray. I am so grateful for this home, for this spiritual home, for this spiritual community, for this community center, as we invite like-minded groups, organizations to come and share this space with us, so we grow and expand in the good works we do in the world. There is one power, one presence, called by many names, celebrated sometimes on Sunday, sometimes on Saturday, sometimes during the week, all over the world in many ways. In churches and mosques and synagogues and temples, called by many names like Allah and God, the Great Spirit, Yahweh, avatars like Buddha and Jesus, Muhammad. The one thing that we all know as sentient beings is there is a creator creating creation out of itself. And so we as creation cannot be different from it. We possess then the power of our word, the power of the one mind. We possess that infinite power of light and life and love and abundance and joy and unity and wisdom and intelligence and justice, knowing that it expresses itself as equity and inclusion and diversity, that we have a soul print that each one of us has that connects us to each other forever and ever, always was and always will be. And in this life, in this incarnation, that soul print affords us a sense of connection and belonging. And that's what we are here today. We are connecting to one another. Connecting to each other in the room, connecting to each other online as people watch. And we support this community because the law of circulation, the law of attraction, the law of abundance affords us and assures us that our lives become abundant tenfold. I am so grateful to know that I am love in the world, and that is what this center is all about. And my life is whole, complete, and perfect. There is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is our life now. And I release my word into the law that knows how to make it happen, since I don't have to know that. I just have to know that it is done in love. I have a conviction in faith. It's good for all. And I release all doubt. And so please affirm with me as we say, and so it is. Yes.
Life's nothing less than sublime. With every thought I make, every last breath I take, may I be gracious and kind. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light in darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Kindness wash over me, make me a symphony, play every note you can find. Make me reverberate, gently deactivate, slowly flow out of my mind. Find me a melody, dance and let my anthem be. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred. Guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, 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 love. Sing that. Love, 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 love. Love, I invite you to open up this heart of mine. Love, cover me, light any darkness. Love, cover me, right every wrong. Cause me to see love over hatred, and guide me to be faithful and strong. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me. Love, cover me.
Love us some Gary Lynn Floyd, do we not? He was here playing this piano not long ago. We're going to have him back again. Thank you, Gary. And this is our offering time, and the reason I have come up to do the offering is, usually we have Bev and Greg here on the fourth Sunday, and we've had to make some changes, and I want to be transparent about what those changes are. We've had to make sure that until we have tenants sharing our space, and our space is ready, we're going to continue working on the final touches and baseboards and getting the sink hooked up and things, but in our minds, and I need you to support us here in your prayers, that once we have tenants sharing the space, and we are truly a community center, we will be able then to bring musicians and guest speakers and all of the support in what we are doing here. But in the meantime, we've had to scale back for the rest of the year, including my salary, and make sure that we are good stewards with our money, and make sure we can keep our doors open and keep the lights on. But what I'm asking is for you to join me in that prosperity walk, to really think about ways that we can get ourselves out there. Now we have a big new sign on our building about space for lease, and we have ads up everywhere in all these groups on Facebook. And my daughter is she's a broker, real estate broker, and she's got a colleague who does commercial leasing working for us. So we are on our way to creating a community center. In the meantime, please know that your prayers for our prosperity are welcome. And we are asking, of course, always in the offering, for us to tithe. And I was talking to my son, who has lost his job recently, and it's because there's a lot of people changing their lives over certain decisions that are being made in our government, and we are all learning to really take a deep dive into a prosperity consciousness, and to know that these challenges that we are experiencing can be met by our teaching. We are not, what do they say? Ernest Holmes says, there's never been a cosmic famine. Mm-hmm. And we are going to figure this out. And so my son was telling me about this kind of saying in his business. It's called disposable income. And he thrived on, when the society is thriving, he thrives on disposable income. Well, people don't have disposable income right now. And so let's know that tithing to the spiritual center, tithing to our spiritual home is not, we don't use disposable income. We use income that supports the center. And so what I learned about tithing, and we're going to have a class about this, is be consistent in your tithing. This is what this means. To get into the law of circulation, take a quarter, put an envelope with your name on it every Sunday, even when you're not here. If you're not going to be here, you put 2 quarters in for the Sunday you're not going to be here, because your life will change, and so will the center. The center's life will expand. And so it's a consistent thing. It's to peel that quarter away and put it into the law of circulation, because it will come back to you tenfold. So I wanted to take this time now for us to have our offering. You can use our QR code. You can use our app snail mail, the old-fashioned way. We also have on our website a pull-down menu for donate, and you can donate there right online. And thank you for hearing that we are on our way up. Let's do our abundance affirmation together. In consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. Again, in consciousness of abundance, I give freely, knowing that I am freely given to. And I'm going to have Peter come up and take us out the rest of the way, because he has a class he's teaching.
So we're reaching the halfway point with this class, and it's based on a book that I wrote called I'm Here for the Bath, and it chronicles my experiences taking care of people and their families at the end of life. And the purpose of the class is really for us to come together as a community and explore what that means for us here at the center, and what we would like to receive and offer around that time in life. So it's a wonderful opportunity. You can drop in. The next one is this next Saturday. And if you come, I have a book and a curriculum that you can follow. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to explore this. It's about community. It's about a part of our life that all of us have. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me to share with you. So please come. So we're a teaching community here. And we have a Sunday program for children here. And we have teachers that are ready. So you have children, or you have grandchildren, or you have neighbors, you're babysitting, whatever. Please bring them, and we have something for them. And also, if you're a parent or a grandparent, you can have a little respite and be in the service. So that is absolutely here for you and your kids. Did I go the wrong way?
Oh,
No,
perfect.
That's it. Okay. So our affirmation for today, please join me. I embrace the depths of my soul, knowing I contain multitudes. And so we are a praying center. And right outside here, there's a vestibule with a cabinet there. And there is a form that you can fill out, reaching out to us so that we can take whatever is concerning you or whatever you want prayer for into prayer. And it works. And we pray all week long. Doesn't stop when we leave here today. So please fill that out. And along those lines, after service, if you would like to have an individualized prayer, please come and see me, and we'll find a spot and we will pray right here. All right?
Perfect.
Love be with you, peace enfold you, spirit lift you, breathe in, truth come through you, may good flow to you, and let joy renew you. Till we meet again. Love be with you. 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 Peace enfold you. Spirit lift you, breathe in, truth come through you, make good flow to you, and let joy renew you, till we meet again. Love be with you, love be with you, love be with you, love be with you.
All right. Take us out.
So it is my pleasure to speak a benediction for our service this morning. We are full. There is love present in each and every one of us. And that love, because we know it for ourselves, goes out to everyone that we love, everyone we care for, everyone that contributes to us. everyone that we contribute to. It is a never-ending upward spiral of love. So knowing that this is true for myself and for each and every one of you, I release this my word, and together we say, and so it is. Please join us in the social hall if you want. And if you want prayer, come on.
How are you?
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, how are you?